Okay, I want to change the power supply going to my LED light up there, and I have these guys right here. They're a little adjustable power supply, like with a digital display on them telling you, well, how many volts you have. Wow, I really... Now, I've been fiddling with the autofocus a bit on this thing, and I found a way to turn off and on it dynamically. So, let's see the camera catch up. Now, I have this old brick here. It is 15 volts, 4 amps. And on the page I got this on AliExpress. This is the power supply. And it was a measly $3.75. Well, today it's $3.75. But it was worth, I bought 2 of them and put them together. So we're going to try them out now. See how well they work. I do know when I assembled this one, I had to tweak the length of the cable for the LED display itself, this part. So, okay. So first we need to find out if this brick actually works. Bounce, bounce, bounce. So I'm going to find out. I'm just going to change the tips because sometimes my little clippies don't clip. If you're going to buy a multimeter, invest in a kit of different cables and pointers and other gizmos for it. Well, there you go, 15.44 volts. So it works. Also, I suggest you invest in a decent multimeter. Okay, so I have voltage. Now, I could cut this, but I wonder if one of my ends here, we can just borrow it. So we need to attach some wires to that. Now I think I will use some of my patch wires. Okay. So I got a bunch of these things. Let's see. Female, female. Lots of female here. Female, male. No, we want male, male. So let's find some male, male. So we need a red one. It's a bit orangey. See if we can find one that's more red color. That'll do, and we need a black one. Blue. That's black, but it's a bit long. Blue. There we go. So, these are more handy than you might think. So they don't fall on the floor. Now, I get to use my new soldering pencil. So, according to this, the tip is positive and the shell is negative. So, in this thing, the back is... Whoops. Yeah, don't do that. Okay. That's a little on the long side. Where's my cutters? You know, you put tools away and then you can't find them. Ah, there. So I want to trim this a bit. Like so. I'm just going to borrow my little helping hand here. There we go. Of course, since I can't see anything with my glasses on, I have to take them off. There we go. So now we need a negative. And again, I will trim a bit off this. Wow. Tough little wires. So. Again, some solder. Oh, this is no good. Got some frickin' plastic melted on there. Let's try this again. Oh man, this is a bad one. Let's try this again. Oh, the solder is just there. Wow. Problem is the solder's flowed very, very badly. Let's try this again. red one soldered just fine. The black one soldered. Well, guess what? For some reason, this black one solder won't stick to it. Okay, back to the baggie. Let's find another one. Damn it, I just had that. Come on, guys. Well, let's do a white. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that can clip in. Okay. That's better. I don't know why the black didn't want to go on. Different metal? That'd be surprising. This should be all the same. So, glasses again. Better test this out again. This time I can use my other clips. So in this case, just have to remember that white is ground. Well, I broke something. So, let's find out what I broke. Let's try this again. I hope I didn't break the power supply with that little short. It shouldn't have, not that much. Yep, 15 volts. Okay, back on here. I'm just hoping I didn't break the jack itself. Wow, this is really fluctuating. Can't get a lock on it. Let's try another one here. So the pin should be off the rear. like so. And the barrel's off the side or the top. I've got two connectors for the barrel. Let's try this one here. So I blew up the connector. Oh, great. Let's do this again. So okay. Let's try this again. Try number 2. It's a good thing I have spares. So red. There. Solder. We'll try not to wreck it this time. The problem with these things, too much plastic. There we go. That's one. Okay. Glasses again. Let's try this again. Okay. Ground. Positive. What if the pin in this one is just not centered enough? These are standard 5.5mm barrel connectors. I wondered why. It's just like they're not making contact. Well, if this is the case for this, then plan B. Maybe the brick is also faulty, but I don't know. I haven't used this thing in eons, so unplug the AC from it. These don't want to do the job. Yeah, well, the mat's working pretty good. Solder splatters don't actually stick to it. Yay! There's other cutters. Oh yeah, as I said, don't get these little metal thingies on the floor. They will hurt if you step on them. Okay. Screw that. So, like so. Another right tool for the job. Where did I put it? Cable stripper. Okay. Twist. Twist. A little bit of the solder. Ugh. Stupid glasses. This is known as tinning the leads. Voila. So then on these, I just want to trim them a little bit. Like so. Now, according to this, we can have a voltage up to 40 volts, either AC or DC. And of course, we need a screwdriver for that. So we have this. Nope. Yep. So unscrew them a little bit. Wow, I can't even see the screw holes. Well, what you know, we have Phillips in there. That's better. Now, we stick these in. One, whoops, how do we do it that way? Like so. We screw them down. There we go. Okay, glasses again. Okay. So we plug this back in again. I'll just zero it. 1.2 volts. 4, 5, 6 to a maximum of 12.6 volts. Wow. I'm in the middle here, and that's the max. I got one more turn all the way to the end from there. Like half a turn. Look at this. Woo! You're probably wondering why that actually occurs. These guys here come in two basic flavors. Carbon track and wire wrapped. So the track in here is probably a carbon track going around and a wiper going on it, but it's not linear, meaning that for every, if this was divided into 10 segments, when you turn to number 1, it doesn't go up the same rate as when you go to number 2 or number 3 or number 4 or number 5. It's a curve like this, like that. In a linear one, which is the wire wrapped ones, it's even like that. So for every segment you turn it, it increases proportionally. It's why joysticks don't work with these type of pots, because they're a logarithmic, not linear. So whoever designed this circuit probably didn't take that into account too well, because otherwise this one wouldn't do that. We wouldn't get to 12.5 at the halfway mark. We should get to 12.56 at the end, and the beginning should be 0, not 1.2. Now the curious question is it really 1.2? So, going to this, just to get my glasses off again. Plus is the top hole. Now, I think I'm going to borrow some more on my little jumpers because, let's see, get a red one out or a part yellow one. Yeah, let's see. Let's get a long red one. There we go. Long red, long black, short ones go all back in the bag. We don't want those. They're boring. So we're going to add to the end of this and then we add the black one to the negative side. Screw it down. There we go. Now, whoops, where's my other screwdriver? Can't emphasize, be organized. Don't leave tools out of their pack and stuff like that. Always put them back. Otherwise, one day you'll wake up and wondering why you're... Oh, shush. That was the multimeter deciding that I've had it on too long and I should save batteries. $1.2. So if we increase this, yippers, doink, 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 doink. Let's go up to 11, 12, our max. Well, 12.57, 12.6. There's a little thing in math. You only believe in the lowest common denominator, basically. So this display is only good for 1 decimal place. Meter is good for 2 decimal places, but he wins because he's the least common, like lowest accuracy. It's the same when you're doing any like resistor measurement. If one resistor measures 104 ohms, another one measures 105.6 ohms, you have to go by the first measurement because the other one didn't have any decimal places behind it. Stuff like that. I remember our teacher harping on that in electronics class. But there we go. So I want to use that on the LED. So let's just put this aside. Now I don't particularly show you the LED because if I was to put it on the camera, guess what? It would go wash out, super bright. So let's cut this. Like so that we have more room. Like so. It would be nice on these things if there was a on-off switch. Now there was another version of this on Ali I was looking at, what they call a buck converter. There's tons of these things, but it actually had an on-off switch on it, but it didn't have the display. So I'm still looking. Okay. My yellow lead over here is positive, and I just turned the lights off for a sec. And my black one here. Okay, so let's turn it up. Oh, there we go. 5. Well, these LEDs handle a lot of power. So this is wow, those diodes get a little warm. So this works. I can use it to drive my LEDs. I'll have to put it somewhere where I can use it and see it. But it acts power supply and dimmer all in one, basically. So I can turn it down, whee, turn it up. I have to hit about 2 volts, 2.5, there, 2.4 before it lights up. And yes, you can have it pretty bright. So for the moment, I'm just going to unplug it from here. Whoa, these diodes are getting hot. Oh, I suspect I know why too. It works, but there's a problem. So where's my red? Let's put the light back on the other power supply. There we go. There is a limitation on this thing. Current. It's probably what I was doing. I was pulling way too much current through it. The LED bar up there has 3 strips of these in it. So these little guys, as you add them up, they start to pull a lot of current. And this poor thing is probably being, yeah, it's cooling down already. I bet if I had this on for an hour or whatever, I'd run into a problem and probably fry it because it's pulling too much current. So the makers of these strips of LEDs have a solution to this. But this does not have a dimmer. So this little gizmo here in this box, and they come in all sizes and power requirements, and you can get them 9, 12, 5 volt. But this little guy here, you put your AC in here, like so, and then your DC comes out of here, and this is a tuning rheostat so that you can fiddle with the voltage a little bit. So if you're below or above whatever the 5 volt. But this is designed to power LEDs. But you can see on this thing, let's see if the focus will work for us this time. Yeah, see 5 volts at 10 amps. It's specifically intended to drive panels and big strips of LEDs and stuff like that. This little guy, he's great for if you just need a little power supply. But I bet you, if I look at the specs for this, I'm just going to turn on the Chrome again. Go over to Chrome. If we scroll down on here and we look at the specs for this, right here. So it accepts 40 volts AC or DC of 27 volts. Yada yada yada. Let's find it. I saw it in here. The limits, all these, all the parts. Where did I see that? I'm pretty sure if we go over an amp, we're in trouble. So some of these products, you don't get really good details, and some of the others do. But I think if we looked at up an LM317, we'll find out that there's a limit of how much current it can give us. Let's try that for a sec. No, Google wants my location. Okay, so output voltage range adjustable from 1.237. Yeah, there you go. Output current greater than 1.5 amps. Well, that's strange. I mean, it's capable of doing it. I thought it wouldn't be. So it must be a limitation in what parts they used in here, because these got extremely hot. And those were let's just turn off the chrome for a sec. So according to these diodes, they were just, look, 407s I think they are. Yeah. So if we look up a 4007, we'll find out. So cute design, but has some failings in it. And it also could be, there's a chip under here, I think, no, just some resistors. Where's the chip there? I can't see. Well, that's funky. There's an LED under here. There. According to them, it's supposed to be lit. I'd have to try the other one. I got two of them here. Well, I think I'll try it a little later. I'll rig up one of my other multimeters as an ammeter and put it in there to see how much current we actually are pulling out of this thing. So voltages are easy, you just do it across the joints, but current you have to do it inline. So your measurement has to go through the current meter and then back out again to whatever you're doing. Why is this moving? But technically it does work. I can always use one of these, but I have to come up with a dimmer circuit. I mean, this thing won't zero down to like below, and I want to adjust, have it adjustable. So this can go in the scrap bin for the moment. Okay, so for some reason these guys didn't work very well. Well, I'll keep them around. You never know. And I wonder why the black one didn't want to solder. All I did is get melt on it. Interesting. Ends. The scrap bin. Put this away. This is for a different project. I just happen to have it out. Cutters. Alright, so this video is at an end. Kind of success, kind of a failure. So, hey, that's what hobby electronics is all about. Screwing it up. Figuring out why you screwed it up.